Oh, freaking rigged right. It's Monday. We're back in here. We're doing boost piping and turbo stuff. So it's looking like this is kind of the only way this thing's gonna fit in here, and potentially maybe able to keep this cool fancy function right on the front here. Stay right there, don't move. So I need to put the slave on to make sure this is gonna work right here. And I've already figured out this whole boost pipe here with keeping the fog light and this. So look at that. Boom, right there. I need to bead roll that in, and then he needs to weld the other side for me, and we'll coupler it right there. We'll coupler it right there. That'll be welded there. That'll be awesome. Come over to this side. I'm pretty much in almost the same boat, but not quite as far. So keeping this as well also fits, but we'll dive over under here. And I trimmed out the side of it so the boost pipe could come out right there underneath the washer fluid, and then it'll come right through here. Hopefully, we're gonna try our best to have it come right through here. Whether we have to have a coupler on landing here or what, it's gonna come up underneath the AC. Down pipe or up pipe. Up pipe honestly may be easier. Talk with the customer, see what he wants to do, but down pipe or up pipe, because if we did the boost pipe right here, then the down pipe could come past and not have to go around it or anything. But otherwise we'll have to figure out the down pipe and then bring the boost pipe from there to here to make sure we have room for everything, because it does look like a 3-inch pipe. So we're coming along on this thing. I got axles in it. I need to tighten up the 14s on the half shafts, I think. No, I might have done that. It's just the axle nuts, I think, that need tight, and then wheels can go on. And I need to figure this out for sure, because if we're keeping AC, I'm gonna keep rocking from here. But if we're not keeping AC, I need to roll the car out and pull all that out.
All right, we got the 1150 champion himself.
We got Eric and Jordan.
This is a good one.
Eric and Jordan. The goal is 1150. 1150. Let's go! Who will go 1150 right now? It's gonna be Eric wins it! 1150. Wow!
Our boy Eric, he won the whole thing last year. Got several first places at PSEA. This car's dialed in. 1150 machine. But it does need a little bit of maintenance, so we're gonna try to get our boy Eric set up. So he's ready for the August 10th race to hopefully take the 1150 home. So you're replacing the slave.
Already burped the coolant.
Burp the coolant. Check the injectors.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Just make sure that they're flowing right, because it sat for a long time. But that's the cool thing. You just let it sit.
Yeah.
And it's not that big a deal to get it back running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and change the oil, a couple of things.
Yeah, that's it. I already changed the oil. I just didn't change the filter. I didn't have one.
But do you think the transmission would be good? Like,
I mean, it'd be good.
through it?
Like, I'm pretty sure that second gear slider's rolled over again, like
Yeah.
it did before, but don't really. I'm not gonna do that before the race. Still goes 1, 2, 3, 4 fine. It just doesn't go 4, 3, 2, 1 fine.
Well, you don't want to go 3-2 anyways.
Yeah. See.
All right, so just played music with cars and swapped some things around. I got Jose's up on the lift now. I'm gonna have the CRXs underneath, and Eric just swung by. Mario's helping him work on his bleeding his clutch and stuff. They're figuring out a few things over here, doing the dang thing of Eric's little 11.5 Integra. Kicking butt. But over here, I moved the Del Sol underneath the 4-post, put the CRV on there. We got BK CRX. But we're onto the turbo kit and the boost pipes and everything. So Jamie's tacking up the pipe that I fitted for here so I can see if that's all gonna be the same in there. And then I need to bead roll the one end and then connect that side and bead roll that end of that one. So we're making progress over here. I'm down and around the fog light and coming around. Looks like we're gonna be able to make everything fit. We get the turbo in there. We're gonna make a little ram horn log kind of thing. It's gonna be awesome. So making good progress on the Del Sol. Jamie brought me over the manifold that he had gotten, so I need to tighten that all up. And then I had to take off the AC fan to fit the manifold in there because this V-band was hitting on this top lip before I could get inside. I think it would fit if like, because it kind of seemed like it just barely would sit inside this fan and it didn't look, I don't think it would get hit. It would just be right inside this edge here, but I couldn't get past, would need a trim or something, that edge of the fan to get it in there. This is the, where did it say it? This is their top mount AC or whatever. It's not a top mount, but TMAC. It's definitely a ram horn. So we're looking at everything, trying to see what's up. It's very tight fit. How I was looking at, everything did fit much better, but we'll see. I gotta tighten everything up and yeah, we'll see how things go. But over here in my bay, I brought Jose's in. I need to degree the cams. He got these cams. These are forever ago. I might leave the link for the video. I degreed Javi's cams. It's the first time I ever met Javi. We degreed his cams. At the time, they were unknown cams. Sounds like now we know they're BC3s, but at the time they were unknown. So we got some numbers from the guys over in Puerto Rico and stuff, and the guys down in Florida. Javi was hitting people up, figured out some numbers. We degreed it to that, and we just sent it out the door, kind of not knowing really what the cams were. But then Javi, I think, figured out later on they're BC3s, sold them to Jamie. Jamie ran them for a bit, and then now Jamie sold them to Jose, and they're in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing torn down. I need to drop this engine mount and potentially that engine mount too. Get the motor hanging down, pull the pulley off and the covers and everything, get the degree wheel set on it. I need to lock the VTEC, so I need to pull the head apart, lock the VTEC, put the head back together, degree it, and then take it all back apart and put it together with everything degreed where it needs to be. So let's get in there and do this thing.
Alright, so you got these fancy Hawk Tua. Sheesh. Hawk Tua. They're fancy, dude. They're all braked up. Hawk Tua.
Yeah. That just stopped hard.
Yeah. And then, yeah, hopefully we bled the clutch enough so it,
Oh yeah, we gotta adjust that.
I don't know. I was like, when you switch slaves, do you always need a pedal adjustment, or is that just mine, or?
It varies.
I mean, this one was set real high, but it was also leaking, so.
It's leaking.
Oh, it was, yeah. So that would have started to have air in the system.
Yeah.
This is why it's always nice to go over things when they show up, whether it's for the degreeing and the tune or whatever. Pop it open, and dowel and O-ring are gone. They're not on the bottom of the cap, they're not in the hole. It's always good to find that kind of stuff out. Wouldn't have had VTEC. So what we're here to do is we're going to slide these front, we're gonna pop the distributor off. We're gonna slide these front, we're gonna pop these dowels out. We're gonna slide these pins, these roller pins out where the oiling galleys go through, the oil rods or whatever. The can't think of the name for them actually right now, but we're gonna roll those out. And then there's pins in these. I've got some locking pins in the degree kit, so we'll lock cylinder 1 and then we'll lash it to 0, and then find true adhesive C and 0 on the piston here, top dead center. Find the true adhesive C and get to degreeing with the cams. But it's good to find that out, and before we do the final put together after. So I'll have to put it together, degree it, and then pull back apart and unlock VTEC in cylinder 1. So when I unlock VTEC in cylinder 1, we'll make sure to put a dowel and O-ring in there and get this guy set up right. Well, that was a lot of work. So we battled to find true 0 top dead center, and then we battled to get it degreed, but we've got it. 3450, 5624 came out at 98 and 106. 106 is our exhaust center line, 98 is our intake. That's everything that they recommend. That's where they want it. So now I got to take it all back apart, undo the blocker pins in cylinder 1 and 2 here, get him a VTEC Dallin O-ring, and make sure it's all good to go. Lash it and send it over to the dyno after I run through, just check over everything, make sure it's all good. I think he's got a little banjo back here I got to check out, a couple small things, put the exhaust on and whatnot. But we're coming along really good. Over here on the Del Sol, Jamie finished up my cold side pipe. I had it all mocked up, ready for welding. So this is what we got here. This is the cold side pipe. I like it a lot. Looks like my boy Mario just pulled up. So we've got the radiator out. We had this thing further together than it is now, but we had to come apart a little bit to fit the turbo and stuff in there while we look at that. So this will go in here. There is a coupler inside there I got to stick it in. So we come down here and see right there, there's a coupler. So we just get that started in there. There we go. Okay, so I got that started. What up, Mario? How are you doing? Good. Working on my piping here. Yeah. Yeah, I've been degreeing Jose's cams. Jamie just finished this up, welding this pipe for me, so I'm trying to get it fit in there with it all welded. See what's going on here. That's a nice unit. So mock up where I'm gonna put the blow-off valve and stuff, but it's coming along, doing all the stuff. They're doing a little downpipe action on the serve. This thing's super rusty. It's just been falling apart on him. So Shane's gonna weld up a new sucker for him.
That's a rusty unit.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
It's cool though, it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
But it's so huge.
Yeah. It's only like 300 or 400 horsepower. It's probably a blast.
Ooh, yeah, it's
Got the Tursky, man.
Yeah, that's sick.
Right? Loving it.
With a little cute piping.
Yeah. Try not to trip over Eric's tools.
Alright, we're about to go break in these brakes, but man, this thing is such a beautiful unit. It's like pristine condition. He's even got the fuzzy car seat covers to keep it nice. Getting it up to temp. 30 to 35, like 10 stops from 30 to 35. Moderate, not like crazy.
over here on the Del Sol, we're working on finding the blow-off valve placement while I need to tighten up the turbo manifold, make sure the turbo's all tight, and get all this stuff figured out for that boost pipe right there to come through and go to there, as well as the exhaust to squeeze through there. So the car will have to go back on a lift, but I'm waiting for this one. They're doing exhaust here, and then the rest of the stuff on this, besides putting the harness in, is really all fab work and stuff. So I don't need it on my lift anymore. I got the axles and everything in. The wheels don't need a hang or any of that. It's just make sure everything's, it'll even be nicer to do it all on the 4-post because it'll be at right height and everything, so we'll know ground, the clearance, and all that good stuff. So get it up onto the 4-post once this exhaust is done, and we'll get on to doing all the last little bits here and there. We've got toads out the wazoo, but there were a million grasshoppers, so I'd rather have a couple of toads than a million grasshoppers. Over here on Jose's, we got it degreed. We're working on getting it back together. I got the wheel and the timing cover, all that stuff on. I gotta hit him up. There wasn't an alternator belt on here when I took it apart, so I gotta hit him up, see if he's got that. And then a couple other little things. I think he's got the VTEC solenoid. I need to put the plug back in the head, valve lash it, valve cover back on, all that stuff. And just go through it, bolt, nut and bolt check. I noticed his bottom of the gate's just chilling here, but there's no turbo source on the turbo, so that might be why, because it used to be sourced or something. Just run through, give it a check over, make sure my man Jose is ready to rock, so we can get it on the dyno and on to the next one. And then Steve-O's, I need to knock Steve-O's out. Probably do that tomorrow, first thing. Knock that one out and then start knocking the other one out, get them both knocked out probably tomorrow. Just keep rocking. Back finishing Jose's up. I'm sure you guys all saw the super sick content of Booster Boy Kyle and Emilio getting Honda fired back up. That was super rad. We all know I rock it in the driver's seat on that thing. But we gotta finish Jose's up, do a valve lash here, run through, make sure all these bolts are nice and tight before I put the valve cover on. I know I Loctited them and got them yesterday, but just give an insurance check with the ratchet real quick before we send it out, and then go through and find all the little odds and ends, the wastegate bottom that's not to the source, the VTEC solenoid missing, the alternator belt, just the little odds and ends, the fuel line there needs sorted out to get it onto the dyno, and we got to get back onto all of the other madness. I need to get Stevens done today for sure. Oh friggity riggin' right, we got it all valve lash tightened up. I put the exhaust on. I think he had it off so that we could valve lash the cylinder, but really just leave it loose. I put it on, left it loose, kicked it forward, we rocked it out. I'll line it up and tighten it with this hole when I'm there. We need to get him spark plugs. I noticed he's got the wrong spark plugs here. What you need for a distributed old-fashioned Honda at a Honda is NGK 4554, and that is not what this is. It is an NGK though, but we need a 4554. So we'll get that coming, and then any other Honda, if you're coil unplug, smart coils, fuel tech, BKRE9s, 2669, that's what we run. Gap them all around, 13 to 20, depending on your boost levels, and rock it out. I also need to get a valve cover gasket coming and then fix this banjo here. I need to hit up Jose for his darn VTEC solenoid or find one and then swap it out with his and an alternator belt. And then we'll probably just run through, double check everything, make sure everything's good. Like, he's got this weird clamp just chilling here. Like, is there no clamp on the actual, yeah, there's no clamp on the actual return line, so slide this clamp down, tighten that on the return line down there, just kind of make sure we find all the bugs and sort it out. This isn't the end of the world, but it should definitely have a source. I don't think there's one on this, so I need to go to the intake, just kind of all that little stuff. All right, so I got the manifold all tight. That was a chore and a half, but got it in there. Got the manifold tight, got the turbo tight. I don't have these washers and stuff in there, but it might just be mock-up. Not sure yet if they want to pull it off. We probably will pull it off for final welding of the stuff on the flange and whatnot. It's usually the deal, but running through, I probably will have to pull all this stuff off because it is just really close to that manifold, and just I'm not sure about it all, but we'll do that probably last, just to make sure like we do the exhaust and everything. And if one day he does want AC and the nice stuff, it could be probably put back in and just squeezed in there with some custom lines or something and a smaller fan, because it is possible you can get a slim fan and you can get custom lines from here over, because everything else over there is fine. It's all good. Everything else is out of the way. Nothing's in the way. All this stuff, the boost pipe's already passed all that. So it's like, it's really just a smaller condenser fan and getting the lines rerouted away from the manifold, because they probably would melt really fast like that. No good.
Slowly backing up. Dude, they look hilarious in there.
Jamie's gonna turn out the window because he's too big for that car.
Well,
It's a lot of work going down, dude.
yeah, we've been going crazy over here. Every which way, every direction, but we're kicking butt. We're getting ready for the August 10th Speedfest. Stay tuned for that. Be there, be square. It's gonna be awesome. Blue Lagoon Car Show, the whole damn thing.
It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, everyone, the whole crew's gonna be there. Mario, my dad, Jamie, Steve-O, the whole gang. It's gonna be awesome. So thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe down below. This is GoofyBuilt. Peace out. You guys know what that is.
Spoilers. 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 Who spots the... No.
The amazing training duo here. Helping us out. You guys have done transmissions.
All right there. Yep, right
Non-stop this year.
We're in.
So
And they're in.
I'll grab them some bolts.
Well, that was well worth a piece of pizza.
I told you. They've done this a lot this year. I don't think anybody in this country has more experience in transmissions. Not even a training shop. Every night for 6 months.
Yeah, most kids are staying up all night binging shows and playing video games. We just pull transmissions in and out.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work. Came 2 places. Was in 4th for a long time. 1 penalty.